Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Lackawanna Trail Lions football. Thomas Huffsmith joining us right now. Well, Thomas, you guys have had a very nice year at Lackawanna Trail, a really challenging schedule, but you guys find yourself playing for a single-A championship, and you guys have a familiar foe. You're going to take on Northwest Area, a team you already beat this year, but tough game. It'll be a challenge, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, Northwest is a great team. They're big up front and they're physical, and I think we just have to play one of our best games of the year.
Let's first talk about some of the big wins for this year for Trail. Then we'll talk about the losses because you guys have had a few. But first, talk about some of the wins and what you learned from some of those wins.
I mean, some of the wins, especially like Old Forge, you think comes to mind. Definitely like a really good win. We're more of a second-half team. We played better in the second half, and I'm trying to start out better in the first half. And, a couple wins that weren't the best for us, like Susquehanna, Montrose. They were wins none the least, but definitely need to come out stronger in the first half.
And then how about some of the losses and things that maybe you learned about yourselves or found out, hey, we got to really work on this as a team?
I feel like in all of our losses, we just didn't play our best football. We didn't block our hardest or run the ball our hardest all year, and I feel like we really have to block and run the football.
Let's talk about Coach Steve Jervis. Really done a really nice job at this Lions program over the years, and what's it like to play for Coach?
Coach is a great guy. He's fun to be around, great guy, really knows his football. And he's really driven as a coach to do what he tries to do is best for the team. And it's a really good program.
Let's take us through some of these seniors on the team, guys that surround you, guys you grew up with, and guys that maybe you played a lot of football with over the years, and you guys are kind of on a run right now, and you have something, a chance to do something special. And no matter what happens going forward, it's been a special season. But of course, you'd love to win a championship. But take us through your relationships with the seniors.
Well, I'll start off with Matt Berge, James Gillespie, Anthony Barrios, all my fellow people in the backfield. I mean, I've grown up with these guys. We played football since we were in second grade. And going for a championship with these guys is just awesome. And then you have Greg Ellsworth, who joined us freshman year, I believe, and he's just been a really outstanding player for us. And even some of the juniors, like Sean Jones, he is just big and physical up front. Awesome to have.
Well, great to hear. And how about some of these underclassmen you guys had to bring along and kind of get them up to speed, say, hey, this is what varsity football is all about?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. When some of the freshmen, sophomore, and even some of the juniors get in for the first varsity action, it takes them a little bit to pick it up. But once they get the gist of what's going on, and the senior leadership really kicks in and tells them, like, hey, guys, let's get going here. And I feel like they really come along for us.
One of the things that Coach said about you is that you're a physical player. Talk about that physicality, where it came from, and why you like it.
Well, I think I take after my dad. My dad was a very physical football player back in his day. He was a fullback and I believe an inside linebacker, just like I am. Comes from that. And then even the people who I grew up watching from Trail, Eric Latos, Peter Marazzi, all of these guys in front of us, Jared Phillips, just are big physical running backs, and I feel like I just have to follow in the footsteps.
And then Coach says you also have a great nose for the football. Being able to find that and, being able to read when you're on the defensive side of the ball and just kind of sniff that out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to kind of have a feel for the game for sure, and know the opponent. But, eye discipline is huge in our defense. We have to, everyone on the defense has to keep our eyes where they're supposed to be and just try to take pride in that.
No doubt that, people look at this and say, well, hey, Lackawanna Trail, they beat Northwest the first time. They're going to be the favorite. But, you guys have to travel all the way to Northwest area in a hostile environment, and it'll be an interesting game, that's for sure. And two teams that kind of have a similar fan base that very passionate about their teams and although both your schools are pretty small, it should be a heck of a football game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can't take Northwest lightly. They have won 8 straight games. They're definitely on a roll right now. We just have to play, like I said before, our best football of the year.
Talk about your family. Let's talk a little bit about the support you get, and of course, making sure that you're the best you could be. Tell us about what your family's all about.
Well, my family is at every single game, rain or shine. My mom and my dad are there no matter what. Always supporting number 44, and same with my sisters. They're always there supporting, and they're always behind me whether we win or lose.
How about the future endeavors for you when 2017 rolls around? Have you given much thought as to what's next for you?
Well, I definitely want to go to college. I'm not quite sure where yet, but I definitely want to go to college for computer engineering.
And then how about all the different little towns that make up Lackawanna Trail? And you guys all have some interesting backgrounds, I'm sure. And you may have one kid who does some farming, and you may have another kid that works in a different environment or works at a store or something like that. So tell us about the backgrounds, everybody, and how you guys kind of all mesh together.
I feel like everyone just kind of groups around the same thing. Like I've played all sorts of sports with my entire team for my entire life, whether it was baseball, basketball, football, play ultimate frisbee, whatever. I mean, we all just kind of hang out and really get along with each other, and I feel like that's kind of a key thing.
And that's how about the student body overall there at Lackawanna Trail, making sure you're rooting for everybody, whether it's you're getting out and rooting on the field hockey team, or they're coming out to see you, or you get out to a wrestling meet or a basketball game. A small school, but a close-knit school.
Oh, it's 100% close-knit. The other day, shout out to our field hockey team, won the district championship over at Tunnel Hill. They came up big in a 5-2 win. And, we're just really close. We always support each other.
Well, it sounds like a nice group there at Lackawanna Trail, Thomas. You continue to do the work you're doing on the football field, and Coach Steve Jervis has a lot of tremendous things to say about you, but continued success for you.
Well, thank you.
Thomas Huffsmith from the Lackawanna Trail Lions here on the Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.